My father-in-law spent 7 months telling everyone our son would be named after him. So at the baby shower, I announced my boy's real name in front of 40 people, and later, I gave my father-in-law's name to something that truly deserves it. My wife's dad, Gerald, is a man who has never lost an argument in his own memory. Retired bank manager, king of the cul-de-sac, corrects the weatherman out loud. There are 3 Geralds in that family already. Gerald, my wife's brother Gerald Jr., and a cousin they call Little G. When we announced the pregnancy, Gerald didn't say congratulations. He raised his glass and said, "Gerald the Fourth." The line continues, not a question, an appointment. I laughed, thinking it was a joke. My wife, Kayla, squeezed my hand under the table, which I later learned meant do not engage. It was not a joke. The text started that week. Every Sunday, a new variation. Gerald Thomas has weight to it. Gerald Michael. Think about it. When our ultrasound confirmed a boy, he sent a photo of a needlepoint pillow his sister had already stitched. Little Gerald Esther's this year. He introduced my unborn son as Gerald the Fourth at his golf club. A stranger at their church congratulated me by name, my son's name, which I had never agreed to. Kayla kept saying, "That's just Dad, he'll simmer down." She'd grown up inside this man's weather system. His pressure fronts felt like climate. Every time I pushed back, I became the dramatic one. Meanwhile, Gerald bought a onesie printed with G4, like the kid was a summit. Here's what Gerald never asked about, not once. Whether the name meant anything to us, because I had a name. My younger brother Danny died at 19. Car accident, drunk driver, the whole cruel cliche. He never got to be anyone's uncle. Kayla and I had decided at week 12, quietly, in the dark, both crying a little. Daniel. Our son was always going to be Daniel. The breaking point was the shower. Gerald's wife hosted, which meant Gerald directed. Halfway through the gifts, he stood, dinged his glass, and gave a toast, a full, prepared toast, to Gerald the Fourth, the newest keeper of this family's name. People applauded. Someone handed Kayla a card addressed to baby Gerald. My wife looked at that card, then at her father, soaking up a room's worth of applause for a decision that wasn't his, and I watched something in her finally snap into place. She stood up before I could. "Actually," Kayla said clear as a bell, "his name is Daniel, after his uncle who we lost. We decided months ago." Then she looked right at her father. You'd have known that if you'd ever asked. You could hear the punch bowl sweating. Gerald went red, then loud. It was tradition. It was legacy. It was disrespect. 3 generations. His own daughter. He demanded we discuss it like adults, by which he meant reverse it like children. When we didn't, he left his own grandson's shower early. For weeks afterward, relatives called with his talking points. Gerald Jr. told me I was erasing the family. I asked him if my brother counted as family now that he was gone. He didn't call again. Daniel arrived in March, healthy and loud. Gerald held out for 11 days before showing up at our door with a football and wet eyes, and to his partial credit, he held that baby like something holy and never said the name Gerald once. Progress, of a sort. He still introduces him at church as my grandson, strong name pending. Some men remodel slowly. Now for the part you're all here for. In June, I finally bought the project I'd been saving toward for 6 years. A 1987 fishing boat. Runs beautiful one day, dies at the dock the next. Burns money, demands attention, loudest thing on the lake, and will not start when you actually need it. The name came to me instantly. I had it painted on the stern in gold letters before the family 4th of July at the lake house. The Gerald. When my father-in-law walked down to the dock and saw it, his face did a full slideshow. "You named the boat after me?" "It's a tribute," I said, hand on my heart. Strong presence, impossible to ignore, kind of high maintenance. It just felt right. You always say a name should carry the family legacy. Kayla laughed so hard she had to sit down on the cooler. And Gerald, I'll give the old man this, stared at the stern for a long 10 seconds, then let out one grudging bark of a laugh and said, "Does she at least run?" "When she feels respected," I said. "He rides on the Gerald every Sunday now. Daniel comes too, in a life vest with his name on it. His actual name, on everything, forever."